Now, as a first timer, the world of robotics can be a bit confusing, but hopefully with a couple of tips that I'll give you shortly, you'll be able to get yourself started in one of the most exciting fields for kids. Now, first things first, if you're considering robotics, you're going to need some sort of kit or a platform. And there are several of those out there, and they vary based on age group that they're targeting or simply based on price point. So here are a couple of things that you may want to consider when you are selecting a kit. You want to consider what is the age of your child, because certainly the needs of a 3-year-old are going to be very different from that of a 14-year-old. You want to consider the level of difficulty, and this more so has to do with the platform that they're going to be using to actually write their code at times. So there's this thing called block-based programming, and block-based programming is basically a drag and drop method that can have students putting together code as if they're putting together building blocks on a screen. The alternative to that is text-based coding, which is a bit more technical and requires that a child, or a student for that matter, knows syntax, knows where to put their semicolons or their brackets. And for somebody who's a beginner, I would strongly recommend a platform that has block-based programming. You also want to consider what is the purpose of getting involved in robotics. Are you looking to compete? Because if you are looking to compete, there is often a recommendation for the type of kit to use. If you're doing it to just get started, dip your feet in the water, see if you like it, virtually any kit will do. Price point. Now, there is such a wide range when it comes to actually exploring robotics. You can get kits for as low as $50, which is the equivalent to just around $7,200 Jamaican. And you can have kits going as far as $450, roughly $70,000 Jamaican. And the last thing that I would want you to consider in picking a kit is the community. This is a group of persons that you will lean to when you have problems, when you need to troubleshoot. And the more persons that you have using a platform, the more information you will have to be able to guide you through the process. Yes? And this information includes not only you being able to understand more of the programming or the platform just based on the persons who have used it, but it's also your opportunity to contribute to a community, whether through forums or videos on Instagram, or just basically meeting somebody in a local neighborhood and coming up with ideas to how you can build different types of robots. Now, robots come in different shapes, sizes, and forms, but all robots kind of have this in common. They take an input, process that input, and gives an output. Now, these three things, input, processing, and output, can look a little like this. So an input would be taking information from the outside world, which is usually done through sensors. We have ultrasonic sensors, which use sound waves to calculate distance. You can have infrared sensors, or a camera, or even a gyroscope. Next, you have your brain. Basically, this is where we're going to be processing all that information that we've received, as well as storing some of the code that we would have written. And lastly, we have our output. Through our output, we may be able to send signals to different sections of our robot to either display something on a screen, or move the wheels in a certain direction, or even just make a light blink. Now, the Lego Mindstorm EV3 kit is one of the kits that's highly recommended and used in international competitions like First Lego League as well as World Robot Olympiad. This is sort of the perfect kit for somebody who is getting started but also wants to have all the tools available to them to help them along their journey. This kit starts at around $350 and it can go up based on additional elements that you purchase for your kit.